News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM. Dave Wolf, Bret, Witkowski, wrapping things up from Dickinson Stadium in St. Joe. And would it be easy to say that things were pretty much wrapped up early tonight for St. Joe? 35-0 St. Joe wins over Lakeshore. St. Joe opens the game on a 20-play drive that goes over 80 yards and takes almost the entire first quarter. St. Joe at the statement right from the beginning.
Well, they did, and you got to credit that offensive line. I thought they did a great job. I don't remember St. Joe having a negative play throughout the ballgame, especially, let's say, when it mattered. And then I thought the Barlow being able to come back. And what I love about him when he runs is shoulders are low. They're parallel with the line of scrimmage. He delivers blows. And, we'll talk with Coach Bradley. They ran pretty much the same play a lot of times. But Lakeshore could not get it. Wojak had like 1,800 tackles tonight, but you don't want your DB making all the tackles. Yeah. But that's what it was. And, St. Joe's passing game, it's still not there, but,
it didn't need to be.
No, it didn't need to be. And when you can beat a team knowing that you got to run and they know you have to run, that speaks well of your offensive line. I just thought they played well up front there and on both sides of the ball.
We always talk about limiting mistakes.
Correct.
St. Joe, no turnovers, no interceptions. They still had some penalties, but that's to be expected.
Holding penalties.
Lakeshore, 6 fumbles, losing 4 of them, throwing 2 interceptions, 6 turnovers on the night.
Yeah, 3 interceptions, actually.
And no matter what, you can't come back from that.
No. They had, which I know is uncharacteristic of Lakeshore, they had snaps going from the center to the quarterback that were almost going over Vaughn's head. If he wasn't 6'5", they would have won. And, those are dead plays, and he was just trying to save the ball. And then when he did try to pass, St. Joe got such good pressure up front without blitzing. They were just rushing for it, and the DBs, that probably was their best effort, I thought. Well, it really was, defensively from start to finish. The best effort from the Bears from beginning to end, and no let up. And that's one thing with Coach Bradley. They get a lead, they're not going to play not to lose. They're still going to play to win.
Yeah, St. Joe just ground and pound all night long. They only had to pass the ball a couple of times. Lakeshore, when they had the ball, had to pass. They couldn't pass.
Correct.
The interceptions, the high snaps causing issues in the passing game. And Lakeshore was held, you looked up at the scoreboard in the middle of the fourth quarter. Lakeshore was held to just 4 yards of total offense at that point.
Yeah, I think at halftime was -6. And, I have said this, and I always continue to say it unless the weather dramatically gets warmer here, and as it was a couple of days ago. But, in Michigan, you've got to be able to run the ball solid because of the weather like tonight. It messed with everybody's passing.
Yeah.
And with the kicking game and things of that nature, you've got to have a solid running game. And St. Joe knows that's their strength, and they continue to go to that. And, we had talked with Coach Pratt in pregame, and I gave up asking what it's going to take to have a good start because we beat that one as much as we can. So the question came is, if St. Joe can play like he did in the second quarter against Central and Northern, how good a team can this be?
Yeah.
And, Coach Bradley said, we can be a really good team. And tonight we saw really, I thought, 3.5 quarters of really good football on both sides of the ball.
We've also talked earlier this season about St. Joe needing that unexpected win, that win against the signature win, a win against a team that you're not supposed to beat.
Correct.
And that was definitely tonight for St. Joe.
Yeah, there was, I thought St. Joe could win this game if they didn't turn it over. But you're right, Dave. Every team has to have that win. I've always believed, regardless of the sport in a game where people didn't think you were going to win as a whole. And for Lakeshore, it was a Niles game. No, I didn't think they'd beat Niles after what I saw. But it propelled them to 5 victories in a row. But, now Lakeshore is hitting that meat of the season, like St. Joe.
The one that St. Joe is just wrapping up now.
And then, again, a passing team tonight struggled up at Portage. And Portage Central beats Portage Northern by 10 because they can run the ball and don't have to worry about passing in bad weather.
So, Portage Northern is going to be anxious for a win, and Lakeshore is going to be anxious for a win. Interesting for Lakeshore and Portage Northern next week. But we'll talk about St. Joe and Matawan coming up next week. St. Joe at 4-3 now. Not only, clears them a little bit for playoff positioning, you get a big win against a a highly touted Division III school like Lakeshore with a good record. You're going to get the bonus points. You're going to get the playoff points. And Lakeshore very well, going into these last two games against two Portages, they could actually miss the playoffs.
Yeah, I think
it'll be a struggle.
I do. Yeah, correct. If they go 5-4, there's a possibility they could have missed the playoffs. I think with that win over Niles will probably pick up a lot of points. The negative is for Lakeshore. You got a victory against Madawan, which is 3-3, but two of the victories are against 0-6. Battle Creek Central, 1-5 Kalamazoo Central, victory over 1-5 Kalamazoo Central, victory over 0-6 Battle Creek Central, victory over 0-6 Battle Creek Lakeview, and for St. Joe,
the same thing. And
their two wins. I think their opponents, the teams that they beat, their opponents going in tonight were 2-18. So for them to beat a team with a winning record really helps. I think whether St. Joe or Lakeshore, which one ends up 6-3, will get a first round playoff game. Probably not a second, but a first round playoff game.
Because there's a couple teams up in Zeeland that may have something to say with that. Yeah. Or even Gull Lake is 4-2 going into the next game.
I'd be happy to play Gull Lake. I mean, come on. But not come on to you, but Gull Lake, come on. Step up and get back in the smack, which they are finally. It looks like, you and I follow those things. Zeeland schools probably will be in the region, but maybe not in the district. But,
we've seen stranger things before.
Oh, yeah. When you're on the west side of the state, you can either go north or east. You can't go south where we're at. You can't go west. So some years we go north with the districts and regions. Some years we go east. But, tonight's a great victory for the Bears. They keep the Anchor Trophy. It extends the winning streak to now 3 in a row over Lancers. You shut them out. You got the running clock. Now you just got to, enjoy the victory for the weekend. Come back on Sunday, start getting things ready because you don't want to go up to Madawan and lay an egg.
Yeah.
And it's the only game on grass.
Yeah.
This season. And you need that game because then you finish at home against Battle Creek Central program. It just is not having anywhere close to the season people thought it was going to happen.
Well, remember, Battle Creek Central plays Battle Creek Lakeview next week, so there will be a win. Someone will win that game. Yep. We'll be on the air next week from Madawan at 6:35 as St. Joe takes on Madawan. But for right now, from Dickinson Stadium in St. Joe beats Lakeshore 35-0. No, that is not a typo. 35-0 St. Joe wins over Lakeshore. For Dave Wolf, for Bret Witkowski, I'm Dave Wolf and Joel Cordes.
Did you have to remember who you were?
Yeah, I think I did.
I do too.
I'm in a celebratory mood. It just kind of had me. Seeing that scoreboard, you can see it over there, 35-0.
Now, but I'll give you credit, Dave. If St. Joe would have lost to Lakeshore, you'd have kept the score up there too.
Yeah, but we're keeping the score up there for a different reason, is because we're running the clock. We're telling the kids to get out of the stadium in the next 3 minutes. So. Well,
actually, they've taken your advice. This is as cleared out as I've ever seen it. Right. At least let me use the restroom first.
No.
Oh.
For Bret Witkowski and Joel Cordes, I'm Dave Wolf,